Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Laura Parrish. I am the #TNS Mastermind and founder of #TNS and #TNS Marketing. And I would like to welcome each and every single person to this first #TNS live public hangout that we're doing here on Friday, July 5th, 2013. We're super excited to be here. I've got a couple of my Leadership Council members with me here on the panel, Jennifer Papadematos and Patrick Malone. So we're super excited to be here and want to get started and everything. But I want to do a couple things first, housekeeping-wise, because this is our first ever live hangout. And get you guys up to speed on what to get used to when we do this every week. And yes, I said every week. We're going to be doing this every week. Our normal night is going to be on Thursdays, not Fridays, but because yesterday was July 4th, we decided to, give it a go and let everybody have the holiday and give it a go on Friday. So we're here tonight, but next Thursday, July 11th, we'll start our Thursday night hangout. So be prepared to be with us every Thursday night at the link that your sponsor or your referring person sends to you to come join us and hang out and talk about Empower Network and why we do what we do and how much we love what we do and just several topics that we're talking about. So I want to get started a little bit and tell you about myself. For those of you who don't know me, obviously my name is Laura Parrish. I've been with Empower Network since May 24th, 2013, and I could go on for about 3 hours about my story, I'm sure, but I promised the other members that I would keep it brief, so I'm going to try to do that. But basically, I joined in another one of those little scheming little things on May 4th, which is about 20 days before I joined Empower Network, and Empower Network was on the back end of that, and I said, I think I can make some money doing this, and I signed up, at the $25 level, and didn't go all in, because a lot of people say, well, if you want to make any money, you have to go all in, but that's not true, right? So I signed up at the $25 level, and I really worked it part-time for about 6 months. The first event was in Atlanta. I did not go to that because it was right after I joined, and I didn't know anything about it. I surely wasn't going to travel, because what if it was a scam, right? So I wasn't going to put myself out there and travel. But anyway, I went to the second event in San Diego, and it was life-changing. I listened to the testimonies. I heard David Sharp and David Wood on stage, who are the founders of Empower Network, and it really moved me. I really connected with David Sharp. I subconsciously went up to him and said, hey, I'm going to be your next leader. I'm going to be on your stage. I'm going to be in top 35. I'm going to have a banner, all these things at your next event in Austin. And that was in September of 2012. And let me tell you guys, in January of 2013 was the next event in Austin. And sure enough, I did it. I was on stage 3 times. I made it to the top 35. I had a banner. And it was just amazing. And, I set an intention and I took some action, and that's where I was. And again, at that event, I had another moment. And, Sharp told me he was proud of me and that I made it. And I said, next time I'm going to make it bigger. And I did. The next event was Chicago, Illinois, and we just had that in April. And I was on stage. I actually finished 4th in the contest, won some cash. Was on stage, got to speak in front of 6,000 people in Chicago. It was absolutely amazing. Had my first $30,000 month in 28 days in the month of March. And it just keeps getting better, So that's just a little bit the short version of my story. And that just goes to show that anyone can do this. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I've been a stay-at-home mom for over 5 years. I've never done anything in sales before. I've never been internet marketer before. No experience, no list, of people to hit up. I didn't bother my friends. I didn't bother my family. I just said, hey, let me try this out. And this is about marketing, it's about blogging and marketing. But even if you blog, you got to market, right? And that's what I did. And I just decided that I wanted to change my life. And making that decision and taking the actions to do it, I was able to do it. So that's a little bit about my story. I want to introduce Jennifer here and let her tell you a little bit about her story. She's been on my team for a few months, but she's very successful. So Jennifer, why don't you go ahead and take it away and talk about how you came into an Empower and where you were at before and where you're at now with it.
Sure. Like Laura said, my name is Jennifer Papadematos, and I guess about the same time as Laura, about a year ago, I also came into an online internet program that, I did make some money with, but my heart really wasn't in it as well, and I had heard and seen about Empower. So February this year, I decided to let go of everything else I was doing online and just really market and work with Empower Network full time, and it has been life-changing for me. You know, prior to that, I was an airline pilot, for those of you who don't know me, and you know, that type of a career was amazing. I had a lot of good years in the airline industry, but you know, it wasn't conducive to being a family person, to being a mom. And so when I did have my son, I just didn't want to go back to that kind of lifestyle. But it was really hard for us financially because we struggled. My husband was in construction and lost his job quite frequently, so we really had to learn to live with less. And so, you know, working online really seemed to be the way to go for me. And when I did make that commitment and put my focus and my energy full-time into Empower, things completely shifted for me. And, you know, I always tell everyone that I could not have gotten so successful with Empower in just these short few months if it hadn't been for this team, the team support, and the training. Because, you know, I didn't have me laughs because I struggle with the computer just to do simple things, and it's kind of funny because I can fly an airplane, but you know, trying to figure out how to create a hyperlink in an email took me days. So you know, it was a struggle for me, but you know, you overcome, and like I said, when you shift and you get that focus, things just happen. You know, you get positive, and it's been amazing. And I really have learned too that with Empower, you know, most of us, our goal here is to earn income, right? It comes down to that, but you really find out quickly that that's not what's important, and that's not what this is all about. When you know, especially when you get to an event and you meet the people of Empower, and that's why it's nice to do these hangouts, because we can all get to meet each other and see each other live. But when you meet your fellow people in Empower, it's amazing. People from all walks of life, all with a common goal, and really all working together. So that's a little bit about my story, and you know, I'm just so happy, so blessed to be here. I feel like, you know, things happen for a reason, and had I not had that faith in myself, I probably wouldn't be here right now. So it's been quite a ride, and I'm looking forward to what the future has.
Oh yeah, I'm so glad that you're part of this team. I mean, you've been amazing, and at the last event, I mean, they really are powerful. Like you said, just being there and experience and being around like-minded people and other people, you know, who just are so inspirational and motivational. It just drives you to want to be a better person and to really change your life. And that's what the topic of tonight is about finding your passion, you know, and how to get unstuck. And that's whether you've been in for a while or whether you're brand new and you don't even know what Empower Network is. You know, we're going to talk about, and I'm going to bring some leaders on tonight. I have 4 people that we're going to bring on, in addition to who's on right now, that you haven't even seen yet, that are going to talk about how they've done that. So let's move over to Patrick. Patrick, can you share a little bit about, you know, where you were at and, you know, what you happened and how you decided to come into Empower Network and where you're at now with it, because you've only been on the team for a few months and you were doing extraordinarily well.
Yeah, sure. Basically, I started out being interested in being an entrepreneur and working for myself. The first time I read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, which I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with that book, and probably like most people that started out with that book, I went down the path of real estate thinking that was going to be my vehicle to financial freedom, and ended up being a burnout landlord, hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt, all the stress, some failed rehab. So that just, you know, I realized that wasn't going to be the vehicle that I needed to reach my goals of, you know, being an entrepreneur and working for myself. So probably last year and a half, maybe 2 years, I've been, you know, learning and investing in internet marketing and doing, you know, some SEO. So I kind of started doing a lot of different stuff. I was pay-per-click, blogging, Google AdSense, Amazon. So I was kind of all over the place, just trying to figure out, you know, what it was I was looking for. Mm-hmm. And, you know, several months ago I came across Empower Network, and what I really liked about it was not only like the education that they give you and the commission, you know, the compensation plan. You know, I was tired of selling a little affiliate products and getting $20 here, $30 here, and I'm like, you know, my goal coming into this initially was to be able to replace the income that we lost, you know, from when my wife was working and she stayed home with our kids the last few years. So I was like, you know, losing an income like that, and we made that decision together that we wanted her to stay home with our children. You know, that's a big financial burden on me. So I was like, well, I need to do something. I need to find a way to bring in some extra income. So that's when I started doing this online marketing, affiliate marketing, and it just wasn't working, selling ebooks one at a time. If I want a decent residual income, I'm going to have to do something else. And so when I saw Empower Network, it was right up my alley. It was, right what I was looking for. So I jumped on board, went to Chicago back in April, placed, I think it was 102 out of over 120,000 affiliates at the time. So top 1%. So I was pretty pumped about that. And the thing I liked about Empower,
did we lose Patrick?
that lead was his. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. The last thing I think I heard you say was the reason you got so pumped about Empower.
Oh yeah, the compensation plan. Okay. Yeah. And I'm building my list, which is in internet marketing, this business. It's the list is in the money. So when I was doing the little onesie twosie ebooks and stuff, I was basically building someone else's list. So I was like, let me get this training, let me get this education, and I started out, like I said, wanting to replace my wife's income, but what I found out is, like, I really have a passion for sharing, what it is to be an entrepreneur with other people, and to not have to rely on a job. Like, people think a job is security, but I know a lot of people that I've been working with recently, even friends, family who have lost their jobs, and even myself, I don't know how. I do have a full-time job still, but I don't know how secure it is. So this is my plan. So that's how I'm how I got here, and I'm currently, I don't know, 40-something in the contest, still trying to shoot for 35. So 2 weeks I have to move up some spots. So that's my story.
Right, man. That's awesome. Yeah, I got to point out, guys. For those of you who don't know a lot about our team, those of you who do know about our team and you're on this call because you love the team, or you love one of the people, or someone on this team has inspired you, you probably know and have heard about my infamous Elite Facebook Mastery training, and that's part of being on this team. It's exclusive to the team members of #TNS. And at the 15K level. So both of these people that you just heard speak, Jennifer and Patrick, are amazing individuals, right? So they got in. They've only been in a few months, as you heard them say, and they joined through the 15K level and got my training from day one. And both of them at the Chicago event had red lanyards on. Both of them were in the top 200 within a few months of joining Empower Network and being in this business because of the training and because of this team. It's just absolutely amazing, and I'm just super proud of them. Like you heard Patrick say, and Jennifer and myself as well, and I think there's 13 more people on our team who are on the leaderboard for this contest in Empower Network, and it's awesome. It's exciting. It's great to feel great about yourself, and what you're doing. It's great to want to wake up every morning and live and want to do the job that you do or the business that you do. So it's absolutely amazing, and I love it. So thanks for sharing your story, guys. So before we bring out our first person, what I'd like to do is take a moment to let each of us talk about and just mention a few people's names who have, had some successes this week or have joined Empower Network this week. So I just want to mention a couple people, then I'll pass it over to you, Jennifer, and then we can pass it over to Patrick. So I have to give huge props to Victor, and I know he's on here, so if one of you guys want to pop over to the chat, I know he's getting ready to go crazy because I'm talking about him, right? We all love Victor, and we know how Victor is. He's awesome. So he actually upgraded through the 15K and has gained access to the Elite Facebook Mastery Training. And I've got to say this about Victor, okay? I just have to say this, and I'm sorry if I'll blow your cover, my friend, but Victor purchased his ticket, his airplane ticket to Denver, right? And I was just telling Jennifer and Patrick this earlier, right? So he purchases his ticket, and part of being able to have access to the Elite Facebook Mastery Training is not only joining through the 15K and signing an NDA, but you have to make a commitment to your business, by going to the next event, which is Denver. So, I require people to send me proof that a commitment that they're going, whether it be a plane ticket, reservation, or a hotel reservation, or buying their actual ticket to the event. Well, he sent me the confirmation for his plane ticket, right? So it was pretty cool, but I was kind of upset with myself because the confirmation of his plane ticket said $25. And I'm like, $25? How do you get a plane ticket for $25? So let me tell you a little bit about something about Victor, right? He is amazing. He is relentless. Victor is someone in our group who, you know, is always putting value out there, always thinking about everybody else. So he's running his own business and always, you know, trying to put value in the files tabs and the groups and stuff. So he's just an awesome guy, and I'm super proud of him for upgrading through the 15K and getting access to that training, and for getting a plane ticket for $25. The next event, I'm going to have you book my tickets for me, right? Because I'm flying 5 people, and that would have been a lot cheaper if I could have done it for $25 for each person. So congratulations to Victor. Just a few people I want to mention that joined: Kathy O'Connor, Haley Lowe, Colleen Fortin, and Tim Yorey. And a few of those people have, you know, really reached out to me and are super excited and stoked about this business and already know what it's about, already realize that this is really about changing your life, changing your heart, changing your mindset and the individual that you are, which is, it's just great to work with like-minded people. So I'm so proud that they've decided to join and change their life. And then Betty is awesome. Betty actually upgraded to the inner circle a few days ago, so I'd like to congratulate her. And Sherry. So Sherry lives in the state of Virginia, here where I live, just a few hours away from me. And Sherry got in. And Sherry got all in, you know, and a lot of people, you know, they hate credit cards. They're like, I don't want credit card debt. But the great thing about Sherry is she's one of those people. She doesn't like credit cards. She doesn't want credit card debt. I mean, you know, who does, right? But she knows, because of this business, she knows because of what she's seen and because if she's followed the people in this business, that it's not going to be difficult for her to get out of that, to pay that off, right? Because this is the means for her to do that. She got in, she went all in, she purchased a ticket to the Denver event, she purchased her to Denver, you know, she's working on finding some people to room with right now in Denver, so, and she's scared to death, but you know what? People do that because she made a decision. She made a decision and she decided to take action. And you know, something that's really important people need to think about, nothing changes if nothing changes, right? But she decided something needed to change, and she made the decision to change it, and that stretches us a little bit. That puts us out of our comfort zone a little bit, but doing that is what makes things happen. So I'm really, really proud of her, and I just wanted to give a shout out to those few people. So Jennifer, if there's a few people on your team that you really want to give a shout out to or talk about, now's the time, girl.
Yeah, there's so many, and I know, I just want to say, first of all, I was reading some of the chat comments. You know, I'm really, really impressed that you guys all took the time to be here tonight with us. That means a lot. I know a lot of you are new, and you're still kind of wondering what this is all about. We're going to get to that, but this is a really important part of what we're going to do in our weekly hangouts. So yeah, I'll just take a couple of seconds. There's a lot on my team, and I know we don't have a lot of time, but I just want to talk a little bit, first of all, about a woman that I just spoke with about 20 minutes before our call, and I'm probably not saying her name right because she's from South Africa, but it's Blistisiswe Valencia. And forgive me for not saying that right, my dear, but this woman has struggled, and she's from South Africa, and she just bought 2 tickets to the Empower event in Denver, and she has no way of knowing how she's going to get the funds to get the airfare. And it's like $2,000 a person or more to fly from South Africa. It's a 40-hour trip, no matter which way you look at it. And trust me, I've looked at the flights for her to get to Denver. And this woman is telling me a few minutes ago that she's going to find a way to get there. And that just blows me away. When you see the passion, and this is just a woman who just started, guys. She, I don't even think, has made her first commission yet, but she sees the value, she sees the vision, everyone, and to be part of this amazing group of people, and that just blew me away. I mean, so for any of us, you know, to whine about the airfare, how long it takes for a woman in Africa who doesn't have a whole lot and is going to be there, it's just incredible. And I'm going to have to call her out and get the Daves to notice her, because that just blows me away. So I really wanted to give a shout out to her and to her son for making the effort. It's amazing. But I really want to point out, too, someone else really special, Joe Emo, if you're on the call. He's relatively new from Jamaica. And see, guys, we've got people from all over the world. This is global. I mean, it's amazing. So Joe Emo just signed up. He's from Jamaica, and he is just incredible. I mean, in just a matter of a few days, he gets it. He's working hard. He's reading everything, studying. He's not just you know, taking his time to try to learn everything before he's doing. He's taking action right away from the beginning. And so I know, Jamie, you're going to do great things here. I'm so proud of you, brother. Keep up the good work, and I know that great things are ahead for you. And then Katie Taylor. Katie's been on my team for a while. She worked with me in the other internet program that we did, and you know, she had struggles like me with the computer. She still does. But Katie, you know, she never misses a call, never misses a training call, never misses my personal training call. She's on every Monday night for the Empower Hour, and she breathes, eats, and sleeps and loves it, loves the vision, what Empower is all about. So I give you great credit, Katie, for jumping to the inner circle and empowering yourself with those audios. They're going to do amazing things for you, too, for your personal development. So that's just a few people I want to point out. Mike and Brittany, they're on my team. You know, engaged couple. They're doing this together. This is their business, their passion, and I know that their goal is to have enough money to get married and have the wedding that they've been dreaming about. Buddy, and with that, you know, Brother Patrick, I'm going to pass it over to you, man.
Sounds good. Thanks, Jen. Yeah, I just wanted to actually welcome several new members that have joined in the last week or so. I haven't. Hopefully, they're on this webinar right now. But first is Natalie Butterworth. She actually came in and upgraded right to the inner circle. Sarah Robertson, Jennifer Murray, Norma Barros, Thomas Miller, who also got in and upgraded to the inner circle, Chris Hurdle, James Caples, Stephanie Willman. She also recently just upgraded to the inner circle. She joined, probably 2 weeks ago, but she just decided to upgrade. Stephen Berklin, Nanette Barazaz, and Kieran George. So, if you guys are on, welcome to the team. We're glad to have you. And then just wanted to, bring out a couple success stories that we've had over the last couple of weeks, people that, are on my team. The first one is Sean Corsi. He actually just recently committed to coming to Denver. He signed up. It's probably been maybe a month ago, and within his first week, he got his his first sign up. He basically was following what I was doing and some of the other leaders on our team, and just started duplicating. And within a few days, he got his first sale. So that's pretty exciting. And he's coming to Denver, which I know for him was definitely a stretch financially, but this guy is serious about his business. He's serious about changing his life, and he's serious about changing as many lives as possible. So I'm really excited to meet him out in Denver, and I'm really excited to be working with him. So congrats to Sean. Next would be Amelia Nip. She's actually one of the first people that joined me with Empower Network, and she was the same way. She just jumped in, started taking action immediately. She recently upgraded and got all the way up to the 15K to qualify for Lara's training, which is awesome, because if anyone on our team notices, the people that are getting sales consistently and are on this leadership council and are going to be coming out speaking, we got Lara's training, and it's the fastest way to build your business, and we're doing it all for free. So I really encourage everyone to do it. Just if you can find a way, because you're going to get your money back so fast. I've already earned my money back. I've added 4,000 people to my list, so I started with no list either. So definitely recommend getting that. So back to Amelia. Sorry, went on a little tangent there. But yeah, she's already gotten several sales. She's already added over 600 people to her list, and this is all by doing the things that we learned in Lara's training. So Jane Hayes, I'm hoping she's on, but she also has been getting sales the last couple weeks, and she was the same way. She's taken action, on a consistent basis, and she comes to me when she has questions, and I help her and I guide her, and she just executes. And that's what this business is about. It's taking what we teach you, taking the training, and executing on a daily basis. And she's doing it, and she's making sales. So congratulations to her.
Nice.
And then also, just lastly, everyone that's participating in our 90-day video challenge. I know for a lot of us it was uncomfortable to start putting ourselves on camera, but there's a bunch of people in there. In case you don't know what that is, we're doing a video a day for 90 days just to become better speakers and more comfortable in front of the camera and just grow as people. So I want to congratulate Amelia, Sean, Deirdre, and Paula for joining us in that challenge. So that's everyone I have for this week.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. Thanks for sharing. So you guys can hear, I mean, it's, the team is producing. A lot of times people look at leaders such as myself or the other leaders in Power Network and say, well, only they can do it, like we're different. And we're not different. You know what? We put our pants on the same way as every other single person out there in this world. And, having a team underneath of you that is producing just like you're producing is proof. Proof is in the pudding. So I appreciate you sharing that. Now, I've got our first person on here, Alisha, and I'm going to have her speak in just a few minutes, but there's some things I want to say before I start talking with her. And really, I want to preface before I start talking with her about really what this call is about so you guys can kind of understand my perspective and my viewpoint from it, right? Now, I think she might have dropped. Alisha, if you're there, you kind of dropped off there. But before I do that, let me say this. Make sure you stick around to the end of the call because I have a bonus that I'm going to be putting out there that I actually just decided to do a few hours ago with my leadership council. That something that I had done and was over, and I've decided to make some changes to that because of these hangouts that we're going to be doing, and because there are so many people out there that just deserve the opportunity to be a part of something bigger than themselves, right? So make sure you stick around to the end of this call because I'm going to make an announcement at the end of this call that is going to impact a lot of people and a lot of people's ability to take their life on a personal level and their life on a business level to the next level. So make sure you stick around to the end of the call. So with that said, let me talk a little bit about what the topic is tonight, right? The topic is tonight finding your passion and getting unstuck, right? Finding your passion and getting unstuck, and how that will help you get sales, right? If you're brand new in this business, or if you've been in this business for a while and you're just not having success, and how this will help you, build your list, build your sales, and build your income, right? So what I talked about this on my team call on Wednesday night, and it really resonated with a lot of people, which is why I wanted to talk about it tonight, because some people, and I'm sure you've heard from everyone that you've heard from already on this panel, that we all have the same original intent when we start working from home. We want to make money, right? We want to replace the job that we go to every day with a job from home so we can still make money, make better money, and not have to go anywhere. Work is hard, things like that. Now, before I say anything else, let me drop the income disclosure in there, which is at the bottom of this Hangout page. You can see as well that the earnings that we're talking about are not typical earnings. They're extraordinary earnings because we're extraordinary people, because we decided to take extraordinary action, okay? If you want to see the earnings income disclosure, all you have to do is click on the link at any of the bottom of the Empower Network pages, and you can see the average earnings, okay? So let me say that first, but I want to clarify that a lot of people have the misconception that working from home means you get to sit in front of your computer for 15 minutes a day and money's going to start falling in your lap, right? And then when it doesn't, they say, well, it's fake, or it must be a scam, or it must be this, or it must be that, right? But you know what? Working from home is a business, right? And, you have to treat it as such. Just like a job that you would go to outside the home, if you don't work, you're not going to get a paycheck, right? So it's the same thing. And it's a lot different, really, because you don't have someone standing over your shoulder telling you what to do, telling you when to clock in and clock out, and telling you how to produce and this, that, and the other. You really have to take your own initiative. So it's very empowering and it's very freeing. But at the same time, at the beginning, it is a lot of work. You hear a lot of us say we only work 3 hours a day, and that's really true. I only work about 3 hours a day on my personal business. But it wasn't like that at the beginning, right? It definitely wasn't like that at the beginning. I think anybody on this call could speak and say the same, because everyone on this call just has such a drive and such a determination to change their life and be successful. We did whatever it took, however many hours a day, however long, sleep or no sleep, or whatever the case may be. We did what we had to do to start changing our business. So prefacing the topic tonight with that, let me really say that a lot of people come into this and think that their life is going to change because they make the decision they want to work from home and make money, right? And that if they just market enough, if they just say the right things in their blogs, if they have the perfect ad, if they know where to place the perfect ad, if they get a certain amount of people, you know, to watch the video, which some of this stuff is true statistically. But what I have found, and the drive that I've found, and any of the panel members here will tell you that, and the panel members that are going to be on tonight will also agree, I'm sure I can speak for them when I say this, is that the real satisfaction of this business, the real income producing piece of this business really starts to come when you stop worrying about making all that money and you start worrying about helping other people out, right? So you say, well, how can I help other people out, Laura, if I can't help myself, right? Because I feel stuck. I'm somewhere that I'm not happy in my life, whether you're in a job that you hate, or whether, you know, you just feel like you can't provide for your family the way that you want to provide, you know, or anything like that. Whatever place that you're in, you know, that you feel stuck in or that you're not happy about, right? So you say, well, how do I get out of that? And that's what this call is about, because getting out of that and getting unstuck and finding your passion, that's how you're going to change your life. That's how you're going to start making money. That's how you're going to build your list, right? So you have to ask yourself, what are the blocks, right? What are the things that are making you miserable? What are the reasons that you don't want to get up in the morning? You know, what are those things? And really sit and ask yourself that when you have some time away from the children, or whatever the case may be, when you meditate, or if if you're religious, if you pray, take time praying, or whatever the case may be, however you spend your quiet time, you really need to do a gut check with yourself, in my opinion, and say, hey, what are the things that are holding me back? What is making me miserable? What is keeping me stuck? What is keeping me from having a passion? Because I found that as long as you're miserable and as long as you feel stuck, then you can't have a passion. And guess what? If you can't have a passion, you can't change your life. And if you can't change your life, you can't change other people's lives. And so it really starts with you. So people coming into internet marketing and coming into Empower Network and coming into working from home for themselves, thinking, well, I'll just do all these technical things and it'll work great. And then they do all the technical things and they say, I don't get it. It's not working great, right? Because the key is it really starts with your heart and it starts with your mind, right? Believing in yourself, being happy for where you're at. And I completely understand people saying, well, how am I supposed to be happy because I'm in such a miserable spot right now? But you know that saying where people say, well, well, I may not have this, but at least I have this or that or the other. What I really want you to do is close your eyes and really think about what you are blessed about. Because I have people that, are co-workers, not necessarily on my team, but other teams that I talk to all the time, and they feel stuck, and they've been in this business for a while. And I'm like, you may not have exactly everything you want right now, but what do you have that makes you happy? What are you doing? Are you, eating dinner with your family, and then after you eat dinner, when you're cleaning the counters or putting the food away, are you looking at your kids and saying, man, I'm so blessed, that I'm able to stay home with my kids? Or, man, I'm so blessed that I have 2 healthy children, or however many children you have. Or man, I'm so blessed for this or that. So what are you picking out in your life that's positive? Because it's easy to pick out the negatives. But if you always think about the positives, then you can figure out how to get around the negatives, right? How to remove the negatives from your life. And that's what this call really is about tonight. So with that said, Jennifer, do you or Patrick have anything that you want to speak on with that before I ask Alisha some questions?
No, I think you covered it really well, and I'm looking forward to hearing Alisha.
Yeah, same here.
Awesome. So let me tell you a little bit about Alisha. I'm not going to tell you too much because I'm going to let her tell you that. But honestly, she's been on the team for a little while. She did come to the last event, and she's amazing. She's just like a workhorse, so to speak. She's got drive and determination out the yin-yang. She's amazing, and she's done very, very well. And what really touched me about Alisha's story is about how she made the decision. We all have to make a decision about when you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, when you're tired of living the way you live, when you say something's got to give because I'm tired of not being able to provide for my family. I'm tired of not being able to buy the Christmas gifts I want to buy. I'm tired of not being able to spend what I want to spend at the grocery store. I'm tired of living paycheck to paycheck. I'm tired of worrying if my house is going to get, foreclosed on. What that one thing is, right? everybody has that, okay? I want you to think about that. What is that one thing that's going to be the snapping point for you? What is that one thing that's going to be the straw that breaks the camel's back, right? The one thing that makes you say, this is it. And not only say and decide this is it, but actually do something about it. And I call that going and getting some ice cream. And we're not going to talk about that tonight. We'll do that on another call. But really what that means is taking action about being sick and tired of being sick and tired. So what really touched me about Alicia's story is she has a son, and at the time he was 4 years old, and he really wanted to go bowling, right? Correct me if I'm telling the story wrong, but he really wanted to go bowling, and they didn't have money to go bowling, you know, and she had asked her husband, you know, can we come up with $20, $25? And she had to, you know, look at the bills and see if they could come up with $20, $25 to take, you know, their son bowling, and they couldn't do it, you know, and that, as if that wasn't heartbreaking enough for her, you know, she saw her son going around to different rooms in their house, and she thought he was looking for a toy or something, I believe, and then he came out with some money that he had scrounged up and found in the different rooms, and was like, Mommy, is this enough to go bowling? And, you know, that sends, you know, chills down my spine, even, you know, even thinking about something like that, because I understand that. I feel that. I've been there, and that is like the most heart-wrenching thing for a parent, just to see your kids, you know, and for her, that was it. That was enough. So with that said, and leading into your story a little bit, Alisha, I'd like for you to, you know, continue on and say what you decided to do about it, and since you've joined Empower Network, how your mindset and your heart has really driven your passion, and how you came into that, so that other people can see that this really isn't just about making money. This is about, you know, changing who you are, being a different person, and having a passion for what you do, because when you have that, that's when you make money.
Hey everyone, it's Alisha here. Can you hear me?
Gotcha.
Yes, all right. So, yes, what Laura said is true. And it's funny because all the times that we scraped up change to try to get gas or pay the bill for the month or get some food or whatever, it didn't click in my head. But when my son wanted to go bowling, I was done. I was over. And it's funny, but so that day when I couldn't say yes, we can go bowling, and he pulled out with the change that he found, it was 6 pennies, and he thought it was going to be enough to go. So we made a little jar to put in there for his bowling fund. But I decided that day I needed to make a change, and I started online with some other little businesses, and I did okay. But I came across Empower Network and decided that I'm going to do Empower Network. I've heard things about it. I don't know, but I'm not going to know until I just get in and try it. That's the only way I'm going to find out. So I didn't think about it. I just clicked the link, and that was it. I was in. But since then, just to let you know, we went bowling. And we didn't just pay for me, my husband, and our 2 kids. We paid for 5 or 6 of our other friends to go too. So since Empower Network, we have been bowling, and initially I got into Empower Network to make money. Initially, I wanted to get into Empower Network to have the extra money to go do different things with the family and not struggle every day or paycheck to paycheck. But it turned into I'm helping other people who is going through some of the same stuff I'm going through, who are in worse situations or just want some extra money too, but I'm reaching out to them, and I'm showing them a way and an opportunity to change their life just the same way I have. But it hasn't just changed my life, it's changed my family's life as well. I got a message from a lady, and she was basically telling me how grateful she was for me to reach out to her and share this opportunity with her, because now she can afford to pay for the medications that her son needs because he's physically disabled. And when she sent me that message, I realized why I'm in Empower Network. I'm here to help change other people's lives, and I stopped thinking about the money. It wasn't just about having extra money in my bank account. It was helping other people. And lo and behold, my email started going off. Like, I don't even know where they just started coming out of nowhere. I didn't even know what to do. So it really has turned into a passion for me because I can reach out, and I'm not just helping people around me. I haven't just helped my husband. I haven't just helped my kids. I haven't just helped myself, but I have people in New Zealand and Australia and Canada and even Jamaica, and it's people all over the world that I'm reaching out to, and they're able to tell me their story, and they're able to connect with me, and they want to do the same thing too, and they're coming. I didn't even know what blogging was when I got into Empower Network, so don't tell anybody. But after I joined, I actually had to Google what blogging was. So, I mean, it's been amazing. It's been extremely life-changing. And after I went to the event in Chicago a few months ago, when I came home, I told my husband I'm not going back to work. And I never went back to work. I haven't been back to work since.
So, Jennifer, I think there was a few things that you had mentioned on when we were talking earlier in the council that you wanted to ask Alisha. Did you want to go ahead and ask her those things?
Yeah, I mean, Alisha, your story is amazing. I mean, I'm like tearing up, and tonight was a good makeup night, so thanks a lot. But I just got to say some of the things that when I read your story, they just struck a chord with me, and I know they're going to with the people who are listening today. You said that you know, you got kind of stuck in your comfort zone. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about that. What does that mean, your comfort zone? What happened? How did you get stuck there?
As weird as it sounds, I was comfortable because even growing up, we grew up broke. So I was comfortable living paycheck to paycheck. I was comfortable making minimum wage. I was comfortable going to this BS job that I hated, to where I barely saw my kids. I saw my husband one day a week because we worked opposite shifts. But I was comfortable doing that. And like I said, when it took my son to snap me out of it and say, I've been working for God knows how many jobs I had, but I've been working and living paycheck to paycheck all this time, and I'm doing the same thing over and over and over, and it's not working anymore. So I had to step outside my comfort zone and do something that was different and be okay with myself to make more money and do the things that we want to do. Because I was comfortable being broke, and that's what I knew. That's what I was used to. But I just had to do something new and different and just take a chance. I had to fight through that struggle and fight through that fear to better provide for my kids and for our family as well.
Well, thank you for sharing that. And one other thing too, you know, it was so poignant. You said that, you know, it's important to remember that your current situation, whatever that may be, that's not what dictates who you are. What dictates who you are is where you're going. And I think that's so powerful because you overcame your fear and you got out of that comfort zone, and you know, you had a really strong why you wanted to do this, why you wanted to make a better life for you and your family. And that's amazing. So I thought it was remarkable. You said one of the things that really got you out of that comfort zone and kept you on track was that you kept focused. So maybe you can just mention a little bit about that, how you stayed focused.
Well, I wake up to 2 kids in my face every morning, so they're definitely my huge why. But I have a vision board, and it's in my bathroom because that's where I go every single morning when I wake up, and it's exactly what I want. And now that we bypassed the bowling stage, they want Disneyland.
Oh.
So, but I do every morning when I wake up, I look at my vision board and I go through about what I want in life, where we want to go, and how I'm going to get there. My kids keep me focused. My husband keeps me focused, and just seeing them, I don't really need any big detail. Just seeing them every day keeps me motivated and keeps me focused on exactly what I want. And now that I do have a team, my vision is expanded 10 times more than what it was when I initially started. Because they keep me going too, because I got to keep up myself to keep my team going and give them what they want in life as well.
Nice. Thank you.
Let me ask you something, and I think I recall this. This is one thing that I love about Alisha. I got to say, and Patrick, I'm not cutting you off because you probably have something you want to ask her too, and that's cool, but I need to do this before I forget because I'm like flighty like that. So anyway, I believe that Alisha had made plans to come to Chicago and then had made the decision with her husband that, you know, it just wasn't going to work out for whatever reason. Am I correct in that, Alisha?
Yes, you are correct.
And then Alisha did something and was strong enough to do something that a lot of people won't do with their spouse. And that was Alisha sat down with her spouse and said, look, this is how it's going to be. And she said, I need to do this for our family. I need to do this for myself. I need to do this for our business. And I'm going to Chicago, and we're going to find a way to make it work, you know, with the kids or your work or whatever. And she said, it's happening. It's happening. And guess what? She made it happen, and she did it. And I love that about her so much, because that sounds like something I would completely do, but like, look, this is how it's going to be, right? So I give you mega props for that. But something that Jennifer said that is so important about to Alisha about, you know, being afraid, you know, and stability and things like that. It's, you know, being friends with money, being okay with making money. And Tony Rush talked about that in a call a few weeks ago on the Empower Hour. But the thing is people like feel like having a job, you know, is stability, right? And we were talking about this in our leadership council earlier, you know, but people don't realize the amount of money that they spend to go to work, right? Like you, and I have to say this because it gets me every time people say, why should I have to pay $44.95 to start working with Empower Network? Because the basic program is $25, and the affiliate fee, which is what allows you to earn 100% commissions, is $19.95. So it's $44.95 a month to work with Empower Network on the base level, right? And I say, well, come on, guys, let's think about this. Well, how much money do you spend on your lunch breaks, you know, at your JOB that you have to drive to every day? So that's like $30, $35 a week on the cheap end if you eat like fast food McDonald's and only get a meal that's $5 or less, right? And how about the $40 to $60 of gas you put in your car every single week to get you back and forth to that job, right? And so what about the clothes that you have to wear, whether it's a, you know, a shirt and tie or, you know, a type of uniform or whatever that you have to wear, and all of those things, it adds up to about $400 a month to go to a job outside the home. And that doesn't even include if you have children, like most of the people on this call, because if you have a child and you're looking for childcare, because you would have to put your child in daycare or childcare just to go to the job, that's in the upwards of $200 a week, which is $800 a month. So you take 8 and 4, do the math, that adds up to about $1,200 a month. So you spend $1,200 a month to go to your JOB, which means you don't see your family, you know what I'm saying? You're not there with your kids, and really, pretty much probably most of the money you're making at your JOB goes right back to the gas to get to it, the food to eat on your lunch break, the daycare to put your kids in so you can go to it, and the clothes that you have to wear while you're there, all in the same breath, while being told what you got to wear, when you can clock in, when you can clock out, what days off you can have, if you can take a vacation, you know, if it's going to be okay if your kid is sick and you need time off to take them to the doctor. I mean, it just doesn't even make any sense to me, right? It blows me away, and I'm like, dude, like, you can do what we do for $44.95 a month, right? A month, not $1,200, $44.95. And even if you upgrade, you know, all in, okay, even all in, the base level and the inner circle are the only ones that are monthly fees. Like right now, to this day, as I sit here on this panel, I pay $144.95 a month. That's it. That's all I pay. I pay $144.95 a month to earn 100% commissions, to make $30,000 a month, to live the way I want to live, to spend as much time as with my children as I want to spend with them, to hang out with all these awesome, badass people who are like-minded, you know, and just to change the world and get on calls like this and share our story and tell you and show you why it's really not that difficult. All you have to have is passion, right? So I think it's crazy. You know, I was talking to someone yesterday too, yesterday or day before yesterday about, you know, she doesn't want to quit her job either. You know, she don't want to quit her job. I'm like, how much money do you make a day at that job? She's like, $112. I'm like, you make $112 a day? I mean, you know, a lot of people, that's what it is. That's what they make. And sometimes a lot of people don't even make that. But at the same time, you know, with this program, depending on what level you're in at, you know, I mean, you can make $112 a day even at the basic level. You know, if you're at the other levels, you can make one sale and make $112, you know, or you can make $1,500, you know. I mean, it doesn't matter. I've had a $9,000 day before. It's crazy, okay? So this just is amazing. So I'm sorry to go off on that, but I really had to say it. And Patrick, did you have anything that you wanted to say or ask Alisha?
Yeah, I just well, to piggyback on what you said, I can totally attest to the expenses of going to a job, because when my wife and I, when we were planning on having her stay home from work, I mean, we had calculated just for her to travel to and from work every day was about $200 a month between tolls and gas. And that doesn't include meals or any other expenses. So $200 a month just to get to work. But to go back to what Alisha was saying, she mentioned she got to a point where she made a decision, and that's really all it takes to be successful, because until you just had enough and are tired of just sitting in your comfort zone, you need to make that decision, and you just need to take action and get started. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. So many people ask, is this going to work for me? And it's really, make that decision that it's going to work for you, and it will. You just, you need that passion, but you got to make that decision first, and then follow up with that with action. So, just wanted to, throw that out there.
Awesome. Did you want to say anything else, Alisha, before I move on?
No, I love TNS though.
Right, we're badass.
I got saved by my TNS shirt because I wear it too much from cleaning the house. But
right,
need some more.
I've got, I don't know if you guys can see, let me move my camera down, on that, like not the bottom shelf, but the next last shelf, I've got like $600 or $700 worth, actually $700 or $800 worth of TNS shirts right there. And I just ordered about $500 more worth of shirts for the Denver event for all the teams that's going to be coming who need shirts, right? So I got plenty of them, right? I got plenty of them. And oh, guess what? For those of you who didn't know, on the team, let me reach over and get this. We actually have wristbands too. They've been shipped. They got shipped today, so we're gonna have wristbands at the event too, which are badass. So always coming up with more new cool stuff for the team to have, and apparel and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. So thanks for sharing, Alisha. So you guys can see that we have another male member that has just joined our panel. His name is Moses, and I love you, Moses. Thank you for coming on. And before I let you talk, I know you're trying not to smile, man, but like you've got so much to talk about, it's not even funny. But let me preface you for a little bit, okay? The first thing I want to say, and I don't even think you know this, but I'm going to tell the story really quick because it's amazing. So in Chicago, and I know Patrick and Jennifer and Alisha know what I'm going to say because they were in the breakout when I did this, right? So in Chicago, I was talking about the amazing team members that we have, and I was talking about a gentleman. And I said, I was talking about how he always edifies other people, how he's always going to other people's comments and other people's posts, and he's saying, hey, this is a great vlog, or hey, I hope you're having a great day. And he's just always lifting up and building, team spirit and team rapport for other people. And I said to him, and I said in the breakout room in Chicago, and I said, a wise man once told me, or a wise man by the name of Moses once told me, and everybody just died laughing. And then I was like, oh my gosh, that sounded really funny because Moses in the Bible, right? And I had just said a wise man named Moses told me, and it was so funny because I was talking about him and how awesome he is. So I thought that was so funny. I had to share that. You guys aren't laughing, so you must not remember it. Maybe, I don't know, but she's like, how silly, right? So anyway, Moses is awesome, right? So I wanted to bring Moses out on this call today because he's been with the team for a while. He actually started following me back in November, I believe, of 2012, and just kind of, he wasn't in Empower Network yet or anything. But I think he kind of just like watched me for a little bit, and then I think in February is when he made the decision. It was like, hey, this girl is like posting pay proofs all the time. It's got to be real. If she can do it, I can do it, type deal. And he decided to join up, and I'll let him tell the rest of the story on that. But really, I think the change for Moses, if I'm correct, came from when his wife got pregnant, and they have a wonderful, beautiful daughter. You should see the videos of him dancing with her, and just it's just amazing. Like the Father's Day thing. And I watch your stuff, man. You're awesome, right? You're badass. And he's participating in the 90-day video challenge as well. But he's great. And I think his really straw that broke the camel's back was when his wife was pregnant. and he saw her working, and she worked all the way up until she was 8 months pregnant, you know, and he was like, I got to do something. I want to provide for my family. And he was feeling pretty miserable about the situation that they were in, because he just loves his family so much, and you know, just wanted to do for her and to do for his little girl that was getting ready to come into the world. So with that said, Moses, why don't you take over your story and really talk about how this business has changed your heart and has changed your mindset. You know, a lot of the people, you know, that I'm bringing on this call tonight have great success and have made great money, but a lot of the people maybe have not as well. But my point, and the point of this call tonight, is to show that this business is based on believing in yourself, loving yourself, changing yourself, because when you have these things, when you have the right mindset, and when you have the right heart and the right belief and the right passion, the money will come. The money is secondary. The money just will start to flow in, because people will be able to see how happy you are. People will be able to see how you live, and they'll say, man, that person, that girl, or that guy, they've got what I want, right? But how did we get what we have for those people to say, I want what they have, right? And that's why I brought the people on the panel tonight that I brought, because you guys are living it. You guys have found your passion, regardless of how much or how little money you've made, because you know where you're at. You love yourself. You believe in yourself. You have a passion for this, and this business has really changed you. So if you could just take over from there and talk for a little while, I would be honored to hear your story, Moses.
Yes, well, first of all, I just want to see if you guys can hear me just fine.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Can you guys hear me? Awesome, awesome. So I just want to say that, you know, thank you for having me here in the Hangout. It's actually an honor and a privilege to be here with you guys. You know, whoever is in Team No Sleep, the team, know that these are the leaders in Team No Sleep, the ones that are producing massive results. And that's because they took massive action, right? But sometimes people misinterpret that and say, whoa, what about if I just join at the basic level or the inner circle? Am I going to make some money? Yes, you are, because I have been living that, you know, and it's, my situation is a little bit more different. I'm sure a lot of people might relate. Like Laura was saying, I was following her since November of 2012. And I'm one of those people that honestly say that a follower sometimes is more like a stalker. I was following her. I was watching her every move. I was watching what she was producing. I was watching what she was doing. And I said, this girl has my attention. What is it that she's doing? And I want to know. I want to learn. And I finally made that decision in February of this year. But to go back just a little bit before that, my wife was pregnant. And we were just, I was sad. And I was helpless to see her waking up at 5:30 in the morning to be at work at 6. I had to be at work at 7. We were both working full time. She was pregnant, so I finally got a second job when she was like 8 months pregnant. I told babe, don't worry, I'm gonna take care of it. I got 2 jobs. I'm gonna do what I have to do. I was working 6-7 days a week. I wasn't sleeping. I was exhausted. I was tired, and that's for nobody. And if you have to work 2 jobs to support your family, then do it. But if you have an easier way, an easier solution, then we have you covered. I finally got a promotion in my primary job, and then I decided to just leave the second job because I was killing myself. I actually landed in the hospital for anxiety and stress-related issues. I was just like, this is too much. And coffee wasn't doing it. It didn't matter how many cups of coffee I was drinking. That was actually making it worse. So with all that, I finally joined Empower Network in February 2013. And I was a little bit shocked, but sometimes I'm a little bit cocky, and it's not always about being cocky. It's about having confidence. And I was actually just a little bit shocked that today I received a message from my sponsor, Laura Parrish. And she's like, dude, she sent me this whole message saying how she wants me to be on the Hangout tonight. And I was just like, I don't know what to respond. I was like, sure, let's do it. And you know what? Whoever's watching this, and if you're in Team No Sleep, you could be in this Hangout also next week. Definitely. And today is actually about passion and being unstuck. So that's what exactly has been going on in my life. Exactly to the T, to the point. I finally got out the newbie zone. Those that have just started recently, a week ago or 3 weeks ago, or thinking about joining, and they're definitely don't join tonight after watching this. Let me tell you, if you continue doing what you're supposed to be doing, progressing, and stay consistent, doesn't matter what level you're in. If you want faster results, you definitely need to get the 15K and Laura's Facebook training, because I met Dave Wood, and I'll share that later on, and he even talked about Laura's 15K. He was like, dude, you have it? I was like, my heart just sank. I was like, no, I don't. And that's my next goal. I kind of lost you guys. You guys still there?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay. So yeah, so if you stay committed, if you stay focused, and I had to actually find my passion. When I first started, I didn't really know what I was doing. Let's be honest. I was overwhelmed. I was filling myself with so much information. I felt like my head was about to explode. And that was just my own fault from not knowing what I was doing. That was my fault from trying to do 10 things at once. You need to set things straight. You need to make a list and just prioritize your work and try to learn, as you go. You will progress. Don't try to learn everything in one night. It's not going to happen. So once I started plugging in, once I started following the 8 core commitments, once I started following the 8 core commitments, once I started following all these people you see here on the panel, that's when things started changing. Once I started following my sponsor, which I still follow her. I'm still her stalker, right? Maybe her #1 stalker. I still follow her because she produces the results that I want. She produces the results that I need. And sometimes I'm shy, sometimes I'm nervous, and then something just magically happens and I just go off. I just become a badass. Overnight, I just become a badass in my mind, and I just start creating ideas that I need to do. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. Everything is about joining. Everything's about getting started. Everything's about taking action. And my action is to get to Denver. Once I get back from Denver, my next action will be joining the rest of the crew down here in the Facebook master training that Laura has. And forgive me, my voice is actually, I'm losing it because I'm actually a little bit sick. I was visiting my stepfather that was sick on Wednesday, and then I just have another story to tell, but that's just basically my intro.
Yeah, man, awesome. So you mentioned it, and I was going to go ahead and ask you too. So David Wood, and for those of you who know David Wood and David Sharp, the founders of Empower Network, you know that they fly by the seat of their pants. Like, they leave all the technical details to the corporate people, that work for them or whatever. They just do what they want to do. And I got to tell you, like, David Wood decided to hop on a plane and fly back down to Miami. And I was actually at the D2 Mastermind Retreat a few weeks ago at the beginning of June in Miami. I'm not directly sponsored by the Daves, but I was invited by them to be there. So I went down to that, and it was awesome. It was epic, of course, right? So, like, David Wood posted to me. He was like, man, I'm thinking about jumping on a plane and going doing, like, a night out thing. And I'm like, hello, Team No Sleep, I have to go, right? So I was like, I was looking at flights. I was this close to being on a plane to Miami yesterday so that I could be there, and I couldn't do it because my nanny, I have a nanny now. See, I never had one of those before, and now I can afford that. My nanny actually needed the 4th and the 5th off, to spend with her family, so of course she wasn't available to help, and my husband had to work, so I couldn't do it. But man, Moses lives in Florida, and I'm like, I hate you, man. Like, I hate you so bad. I like wanted to like do that teleport thing where we could just like switch noses and switch places, like Bewitched or whatever. But yeah, so tell us about that, Moses. He got a badass picture too. Let me tell you, he put it in the group, right? Moses lives in Florida and said, oh, this is epic. I live here. He's coming, 10:30. I'm going to go meet up with him at the Trump Tower, hotel, and hey, we're going to hang out. And he did.
Mm-hmm.
He did. Him and Vic Stratthouse. Yep. They got to hang out. So
let me just say that I almost did not go.
What?
I almost did not go. The night before, I actually had made a video, and I told Laura, hey, Laura, I did a shout-out video to you, and it's weird. I was having a dream about Laura, right, about her and me messaging back and forth on Facebook. It was just weird. And I couldn't sleep. I slept like 3 hours, and I was like, did she see my video? What the hell happened, right? And then I go to work because, like Patrick was saying, and like Laura was saying about work, you don't know waste gas, you don't know waste on uniform. It's true. And if you join, just know you don't have to quit your day job. I do this part-time. I do this not because I choose to, but I have a full-time commitment. I'm actually manage like 15 people. I'm a manager at a very important facility. I don't want to talk about that too much. And I went to work, got home, and then I see a Facebook message like around, I think it was like 6 p.m. And I was driving to go visit my stepfather that he just got operated from kidney stones, and he's doing really bad. He actually has an infection in his kidney now, and he had a fever that same night. I went with my daughter and I went with my wife, and then I told him to wait in the waiting room because I didn't want my daughter to catch, like to get sick from a fever either. So I think I caught it. And I'm trying to stay away now from my family. But to continue with the story, I see the message on Facebook that David Wood posts. Now I'm here in the hospital. I'm here exhausted. And then I'm telling my wife, let's go. We need to go. Let's go home. I need to go get change. And I need to meet David Wood because he just invited whoever. He said, guys, I'm here in Miami. Whoever lives out here, just come out. $10 in entrance. I was like, I felt like I was going to Denver on the drive over. I was like, what is going to happen? So I actually got there late, but before I made the decision to go, I almost did not go. I was just extremely too tired, exhausted. I think I drank 2 cups of coffee. And then I said, you know what? I need to live my moment, and I need to live the team. How can I be in Team No Sleep talking about I'm too tired, I'm sleepy? No, I said, forget it. Let me transform into somebody that is full of energy and make it out there. So I went out there, I picked up my cousin, and I don't pitch to friends and family that, hey, what we're doing? Hey, let's go to the beach. And that's what we call it. We're not really going to the beach. When you live out here, going out to clubs and bars or whatever it is, people just say, let's go to the beach at night, and people know exactly what you're talking about. So I picked him up, and I told him, no, we're actually going to a live event that will probably impact you and change your life. And if it does, and you're interested, I'm here. But I don't pitch to friends and family, so I just want you to come and just, be like my wingman, I show up late. There's already, I think there was only 50 people there. I see Vic, I see Dave Wood, and I'm here nervous. I don't want to walk in, and then I'm thinking maybe he's gonna call me out. Oh, somebody just walked in. What's your name, right? And then be embarrassed in front of everybody. So I went to the bathroom. I went to wash my face, and I was like, I can't believe I'm here. I can't believe David Wood is here. It was that type of feeling. And then I just went inside and I just listened to everything he was talking about, and it was just mind changing. It just shifted me. He was talking about income producing activities, so it was a lot of information that he shared. And then once he finished, he kind of just started saying hi to everybody, and only a few people went up to him, and I felt like I needed to go. I said, you know what? I drove out here. I'm completely exhausted. All I wanted was a picture, and I ended up having a conversation.
Awesome, man. Thanks for sharing that. I'm so glad that you had the opportunity to go and do that, because that these little events, like you went to obviously last night, and the one I went to, the D2 Mastermind, there's a few hundred people there, but that's still small. It's not like the 6,000, 7,000 people large events like we're getting ready to do in Denver, but the smaller events are where like you really get the inside stuff and really can like go up and talk to them and stuff, because they're not swarmed with people, you know, at the events. And for those of you who have been to the events before, I mean, even the other leaders, you know, like Tony and Lawrence and myself and Tracy, I mean, we get swarmed. It's hard for us to really talk to people one-on-one because so many people are wanting pictures and stuff like that. So I'm really glad that you got that opportunity. Did anybody have anything that they wanted to ask Moses before I move on? Everybody good? Okay. So the next person I want to bring out, you can see she's joined. She's there on the end in her cute little glasses with her hair up. I love Yunchi. Her name is Yunchi Wilson. And besides the fact that she just has an epically badass name, she is an epically badass person, right? So Yunchi, I'll let her tell her story, of course. It's a little bit new. But she's been in corporate America for about 9 or 10 years, I believe, doing marketing and things like that. And decided to give this a try, and she joined in March and really had a mental transformation, and has decided that her goal is to inspire and motivate people, which is really in line with mine, you know, and most everyone on this panel right now. And I think she's a great representation as well of someone who did the college education, who spent the 4 years, you know, and then spent all the money and then said, man, I wish I would have found this before that. And in no way am I knocking college education or telling people that they shouldn't go to college or anything like that. But what I am saying is when people go to college, they should go because they have a passion for what they want to go for, and because they want to go to learn something, not because they've been fed the line that's ingrained in everyone's head that if you want to be anything in life, you have to go to college, right? Because that's absolutely not true, right? If you want to go, that's one thing. If you're going because you feel like you have to, that's completely different. So with that said and done, I'd like to bring Yunchi out and let her talk a little bit about how, you know, she found her passion in this. And realized that this is what she wanted to do, how she came into knowing and understanding that this wasn't just about making money, but it was more about changing her heart and her mind, and where she's at with that now in her business. So welcome, Yunchi.
Thanks, Laura. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, like Laura said, I've been in corporate America for about 9.5 years now. I went to school for about 4.5 years, paid my way, worked 3 jobs. I mean, I did everything that was supposed to be right. And I got the internships. I've worked with Microsoft. I've worked with HP. I've worked with Shell. I mean, you name it, I went after it. And my whole goal was to become an executive before the age of 30. And funny enough, into my first full-time job, while I was still going to school, because I worked so hard. Like, I was one of those students that was like, I'm not getting an internship when I get out of college. I'm getting a real job with benefits and a salary. Like, it's gonna happen. And I did that, but about a year later into that job, I was laid off. I was like, wait, what? I got the college degree. I've got the experience. I've got, you know, these great companies on my resume. What the heck is going on? So I bounced back from that, and then I went on to work for a really large IT firm. Actually, I'll say it. I went to work for HP, and it was a great experience. But I ended up getting pregnant unexpectedly at the time. So during that time frame, I worked with them, and I was working hard. Like, I had done the extra hours. I had done all the extra stuff that wasn't in my job description. I had, worked late at night. Everything that they tell you need to do in corporate America to become this person, I was doing it. And when I was 6 months pregnant, I was laid off. It was the most devastating experience in my entire life because of the fact that I had done everything right. I had gone to school. I had paid my dues. I had worked really hard. How is it that corporate America failed me again? And, every time... This time it was, we just don't have enough money to keep you on. And I found myself on welfare, believe it or not. I was on Medicaid. I had to actually get food stamps. And it was humiliating for me because no one in my family had ever been on the system. That was not something that I had ever thought I would ever, be on. And being the fact that I had worked so doggone hard in my life, you don't envision that type of thing happening. And I told myself this would never, ever, ever happen to me again. So that's when I kind of had my first true venture of entrepreneurship. I started a consulting firm when I was still pregnant, you know, and on welfare, because I still wanted to make a way. I could not be one of those people that lived on the system. It wasn't going to work for me. And so I had my daughter, went on, found another job later on, because, you know, once you have a kid, things shift in your life. Things become different. They become a huge priority for you. You want to give them everything. And there was no way that I was going to allow my baby to grow up needing or wanting for anything. So if I needed to work 2, 3 jobs, I didn't care. I was going to make it happen. So I finally went on to work for another firm. And this time it went along really well. I progressed really fast in my career, but I was doing a lot of the same things and getting the same result. Working late, hardly seeing my husband, spending weekends working. If you weren't working at night, something was wrong with you. And it wasn't until last year that I had a true epiphany, and I was like, this is absolute insanity. I'd been traveling to London, to Dallas, I'd been traveling all over the place, and I went about 3 weeks without seeing my husband. And I was like, something's got to give. There's no point in me working as hard as I am for a lifestyle that I can't enjoy. How much sense does that make? So January of this year, my husband and I came to a decision, and we actually, just like Alisha, we created a vision board. And we said 2013, we were both going to quit our jobs. We wanted to spend more time as a family together. We wanted to spend more time going to church, giving to God, and things of that nature. And we didn't know how we were going to do it. I didn't know what avenue we were going to take. I just knew we were going to do it. And in March, I found Empower Network. And it's funny because I am one of those people who never really believed in network marketing, because, you know, once you get stuck in the way of what you think is right, you know, you're working in corporate America, you have that constant paycheck, this is what you're told you're supposed to do all this time, and that's what's kind of sort of work, you get caught up in the madness. But that's the definition of insanity, doing the same thing and expecting a different result. So when we once March came along and I found Empower Network, I took a lot of time to do a lot of research. Asked Laura. I think I asked her like 20 million questions between like a 3-day span. And she was kind enough to kind of answer, you know, everything for me. And I joined initially with the intention of just, you know, trying to meet the initial goal my husband and I set, trying to quit our jobs and, you know, make those things happen for our family. And at the time, I just found out I was pregnant again with our second child. So again, it was this mental shift for me, because now I'm thinking in the future, okay, if I keep working this job, I'm gonna have to put my newborn in daycare, because now I'm you know, I'm a marketing manager, and the next step is you can't stay stagnant. You gotta get to that next position. So if you want to get there, you gotta work harder. You gotta put in more time. And I was like, I'm not doing this. I'm not putting my newborn in a daycare. No. And you're talking about at least $1,200 a month for a good daycare for a newborn. That was no way. That wasn't happening. So we started working towards this, and little did I know, my true passion and my purpose kind of came through Empower Network. I created, you know, the SAN page, and little by little, every day, the things that were inspiring me, I started posting to inspire other people. And I never really knew that our story, our struggles, and the things that we had gone through in our life and our marriage would affect, and, you know, other people. And that's all it took. You know, I simply would post about things that happened to us, and so many people have written to me and said, "Oh my God, your story has inspired me. I needed to hear this today." And that is what this is all about. That's what it all comes down to. The fact that I can make someone's day simply by writing something, simply by putting a video up and them seeing that they can have this too, or that they too can be an inspiration to someone else and not even know it. And, you know, even, you know, we're not 5K earners a month or anything like that just yet. You know, we're going to get there. But my husband just quit his job because of all of the stress and all of the things that were going on, because he realized how ridiculous it was. So now he does this with me pretty much full time. Like, he's like my right-hand man. He's all over this. We're making this happen because we know that there is no other way. This is the only way. And once we focused on that, once we focused on the fact that this was going to be our way out, this was going to be our passion, this was what we were going to do, that's when we started seeing the changes in the past.
Wow, that's just amazing. That's you know, that's right in line. For those, I think everyone on this panel has seen my stage debut in Chicago, where I really talk about never believing that I ever had anything positive to say out of my mouth because of my history and my past, and the things that, you know, the person that I used to be when I was in my misery, and that's what I talked about at the beginning of this call. So it's amazing that, you know, we are surrounded by all these people like yourself, Yanchi, as well, who really find that our intention is to make money when we first start this, but how easily we learn that every single ounce of every single decision, of every word that comes out of our mouth, of every video we make, every single thing we do, someone is watching. Someone is watching, and we're impacting someone out there in amazing ways, and we don't even know it. You know, you said you get emails about how people, you know, are saying you're changing my life and this, that, and the other, and it's the most amazing feeling in the world. To me, that's the real reward, and like I said, the money is secondary, and the money comes with that. Because, you know, people will follow you to the ends of the earth when they know that you're looking out for their best interests, and that's one of the things that I love about this team. Because here's the thing, guys, and everyone watching this or watching the recording, live recorded, whatever, needs to understand, you know, if this was just about money and people wanted to be scammers or whatever, you know, we would sign you up at the $25 level or whatever we could, and send you away, you know. But I think that everyone can tell, and everyone on this panel will tell you, that this team is about changing people's lives. And at any time, anyone who's a sponsor has a right to say, you know what, I don't want you to sign up under me because I really don't feel like you fit in line with the vision of our team, you know. So this isn't just like a free-for-all. If you want in, just sign up, you know. We have the right to say, no, you know, I really don't think that you get it. I really don't think that you understand that this is about changing your life, you know. And when someone quits, it doesn't upset me that, you know, oh, I'm not going to get $25 a month from them anymore. It upsets me that they gave up on themselves, that they gave up on changing their life. Because, you know, I've even gotten emotional on my team calls before a couple times. I'm like, sorry for being a wussy, you know, because I started crying and stuff. But I get emotional even thinking about, you know, the places I get to travel, and I'll just stop and be like, man, look where I'm at, and I just take a moment to be, just to be and to feel where I'm at. And when I tell my team about it in videos or on calls, like, I get emotional because it's hard for me to believe that my life has completely transformed from where it was a year ago. It's unbelievable. And, you know, anyone can have it. Anyone can have it. Anyone can do it. You just have to make the decision that you want it, and then do the action steps necessary to get it. So, you know, thanks for sharing your story, Yanchi. Now, Jennifer, did you have anything that you wanted to ask her in particular for her story? Yeah. I think you did.
Yeah, one quick thing. I mean, I know you want to move on, but this really struck a chord with me. Yanchi said that, you know, she spent 4 years and $65,000 getting that college degree. And it's just remarkable what, you know, how your story, how you ended up after you spent that money. And one of the things you said that if, you know, you knew that Empower Network had been around then, that you would have opted out of school for all the knowledge that you've learned in this business. And I just want you to touch base a little bit on that, because, you know, a lot of people, they hear about Empower, they know a little bit about it, but they don't even realize the education, the quality training and education you get within the different levels of Empower. So maybe you can just, you know, just reaffirm that for us, Yanchi, and tell us a little bit about it.
Absolutely. One of the things that I remember having a conversation with Laura about in the beginning, because working in corporate America, you know, they're really big on, you know, SEO, coming up online, making sure you can be found, and all of these things. So everything that we did had to be an income-producing type of activity. So I understood the education from the very beginning. And, you know, it was amazing to me because we have a, you know, in my job, we have a firm that we pay $30,000 a month to simply create content for us. That's it, content. So the fact that, you know, we have all of this education in the background where you're learning how to, you know, do SEO online, how you're learning to master the art of attraction marketing, where you're learning how to effectively drive traffic. Those things are going to be the brick and mortar of any business that you're in online. It doesn't matter if it's not in, in power. It's the simple fact that you can take this education that you have now and carry it on through everything that you have in life. I went to school to get a degree in PR and advertising. I haven't used that degree once, not once. Everything I've been doing has been simply based on experience, and I can honestly tell you, in the last couple of months with the training that I've gotten from Empower Network, I've applied it to my job, and they're just astounded. Like the Google update and things are like, oh my gosh, how did you know that?
Awesome.
Really?
Yeah, it's crazy. Thanks for sharing that. Did you have another question, Jennifer, or was
No,
that it?
that's it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and I'm getting ready to talk about Sean here in a second. He just popped on, but before I do that, I have to say this too, because a lot of people think that what we do is a scam because it's outside of the norm. They say, oh, that's too good to be true. There's no way you can work from home and make real money. Well, let me preface that with this, which is everything we do is legitimate and we pay taxes on, right? And people who are running scams don't even want the government to know what they're doing, much less pay taxes on it. Now, unfortunately, we have to pay taxes, but just like every other hardworking American, we do, right? And so there's that piece. But honestly, we're ingrained, like our brains are trained to believe XYZ from the day we're born. I mean, think about it. As you're sitting there watching this hangout right now, as you hear my voice and you're listening to what I'm saying and you can see me speaking, think about the words that I'm getting ready to say, which is from the day that we're born out of the womb, what is expected of us? We learn to walk, we learn to crawl, we learn to walk, we learn to talk and use the bathroom, and then we automatically go to like some sort of preschool right before kindergarten, then we go to kindergarten and we're expected to go 1st through 5, middle school 6 through 8, high school 9 through 10, and then we're told and pushed, if you want to be anything in life, you've got to go to college, right? And if you don't, then people look down upon you as though, you shouldn't be respected, or you're not a good person or individual, and then people make you feel bad if you don't go to college or if you didn't finish high school because, like looking down their nose at you, like you should have done that or you're not a worthy person. And then what? If you do go to college, and Yunsha can attest to this, and spend all the money, to get the education, and then you don't even use it, or even if you do use it, let's say you're one of the fortunate people to actually get a job in the area that you went to school for, right? Then you spend 40 years, whatever, doing that job, which you most likely probably will hate or not enjoy the way you thought you would when you originally went to school to do it, right? And then you retire to live on a small pension that you hope will cover your bills and hopefully pay for your children to go to college or your daughter's wedding. And then when you pass away, maybe leave them something, hopefully. And that's what we're taught. I know that was kind of drawn out, but if you think about it, like I said, as you heard my voice speaking, the words coming out and watching me, that's what we're taught to believe is the normal. That's what we're ingrained to believe is the right thing to do. It's not normal to us to hear that somebody makes $30,000 a month. Hell, I still think that's abnormal, and I'm the one who did it, I mean, honestly, it's like, how do you do that, Like, I still don't know how I did it, but you know what I do know? How it happened really was that I just followed my heart, and I told my story, and I shared my passion and love for myself and how my life has changed because of this business. That's how I did it, right? So I think that people really, misconstrue and have the misconception of what this is because they believe and they're trained to believe that we have to live life a certain way, and anything outside of that is not okay. Anything outside of that has to be a scam. Anyone who's making $30,000 a month or $100,000 a month, because you might think $30,000 a month is a lot, I do, but there are people in this business who are making $100,000 a month. That's just not conscionable, right? It's just not, because we're not trained to believe that that's possible, and that if someone is making that kind of money, they must be a bad person. They must be doing something wrong, and that's not true at all. So, this call is about finding your passion. With that said, I want to bring out the last panel member we have for tonight. But remember, don't go anywhere, because I have a bonus announcement to make after, before this call ends, but after everyone's done talking. But I really want to talk about Sean. Now, Sean's not on my level 1 Sean is actually on my level 2. Sean is under Patrick, of course, who's on this call. And he's new in the business. And let me tell you something. This man has been through some stuff, right? So I was reading his story. And, you know, and everyone has a story. Everyone has a past and a history and how they were raised and struggles that they went through. And Sean is no different as far as that goes. He has a story too, right? But, you know, Sean, and I don't want to tell his whole story, but he, you know, he didn't finish school. He got into alcohol. Just like I did, and you know, at one point he was almost 500 pounds, if I read that correctly, and has lost over 270 pounds, you know, by changing his life, by making the decision that he didn't want to be that person anymore. And, you know, I had been taking notes, and I couldn't even take notes on Sean because there was just so much to write. It would have been like 3 pages, and I would have been sitting here with my nose in the book trying to read all the notes about Sean and what I wanted to say about him. But he took extraordinary action, and he came into this business, and he's brand new, but he came in, and he already gets the topic tonight. You know, everyone on this panel gets the topic for tonight. Everyone on this panel understands that this business, that the successful people in this business are successful because they've had a shift in their heart, that they found their passion and they got unstuck because they know that making money and having success in this business is about being happy first, right? And that's why I said at the beginning of this call, we're going to teach you how to get unstuck and find your passion by talking about things like learning to identify your blocks and what is miserable for you, what you feel stuck in that you don't like, how to identify that and work past it so that you can find your passion, because once you find your passion is when you're going to have success doing this, because then you'll be able to help other people find their passion. So, Sean, you have an amazing story. You have changed your life drastically. You made the decision that you were going to come into this and you were going to live the way you wanted to live, the way you deserve to live, and you were just going to pick it up and go nonstop with it. So I'm honored to have you here, brand new on the team. Thank you for being part of this call. If you'd like to share your vision on finding your passion and how to get unstuck, then please, by all means, take the floor, sir.
Thank you, ma'am, very much. Can you guys all hear me?
Yes.
Great, fantastic. First, I want to thank you guys for letting me be here. This is amazing. Empower Network is something that I have never been used to. Most of my life, I've been poor. I've been on food stamps. I sat in lines trying to pay my bills and in church lines. Worked very hard my whole life. And if I get emotional in the next couple of minutes, bear with me because I'm an emotional man. But passion is something that you need in life. And I didn't know that. I've always been passionate, but it went towards the wrong direction. Most of my life, I've been on the bottom of the barrel, so to speak. I worked very hard, multiple jobs at a time, and I always proved myself in those jobs. But at the end of the day, I never got anything handed to me. I had to work extremely hard, and even in my regular 9-to-5 job, every day I cook. That's what I do. I dropped out of high school at an early age. I got into different jobs or whatnot, just trying to pay the bills. But like Laura said, I got into alcohol when I was younger, and I was heavy, very, very heavy at one point, almost 500 pounds, and it really it dictated my life. Everything was negative. I wasn't worth anything to myself, and I felt everybody thought that at one point towards me. And it's just not true. You are what you make yourself out to be. And unfortunately, for most of my life, I was in a situation where I was letting myself, my feelings towards myself and then my negative feelings really dictate where I was going in life. I was going nowhere. Although I worked very hard in my jobs, and I'm a successful cook. I cook very well, and I'm passionate about it. It doesn't give me the lifestyle that I want, And I broke free from my alcohol addiction, that I call it. As you can probably see, I'm drinking a glass of wine, but I've had 2 glasses of wine tonight, and years ago that would have been about 4 or 5 bottles, and it wouldn't have been to relax. It would have been to drown out the world, and it's just a different aspect. Really, you need to get past those things in your life because we're all amazing people. You know, as human beings, we're just amazing creatures, so we can do anything we put our mind to. And that's what really Empower Network to me is about. You know, all these people in this company have gone through struggles. And you've heard them all tonight. You know, every single person here has something that drives them for success. And I'm no different. And anybody who's listening to this call who's not in Empower Network, you're getting what I'm saying. You know, powerful feelings are involved when you're trying to create a better life for yourself. And what you need to do is you need to look at yourself and say, hey, I'm worth it. You know, I was worth digging deep and losing half my body weight to become the person I am today. You know, I am worth struggling every day of my life to get to where I need to be. And you are too. You know, I just recently, about a month ago, like I said, I joined Empower Network, and I'm brand new to this whole affiliate marketing business. I've been used to, I've been used to working regular jobs, just over broke, JOBs, day in and day out, 10, 11, 12 hours a day. And it gets you a paycheck, but at the end of the week, what are you doing? You're working your tail off for just paying bills, for just getting by. And that's not what we're meant to do. You know, Empower Network shows us that if you put the effort into this, if you truly believe in yourself, that there's no plateau that you're going to reach, that you can't succeed over. These people on the panel are, and myself, I'm not financially where I want to be in life, but I'm getting there. And I'm getting there way faster in Empower Network than I ever have working a regular job. And I know that. You know, it's really worth putting the effort in. Empower Network to me is my lifeblood. I'm brand new to it, but it is something that is changing my life because it's giving me that positivity and that outlook in life to say, you know what, I'm working towards a goal. I'm working towards a goal. I'm working to better myself. I'm working to better my situation in life. And I've never felt like that about a job. No matter how long I worked at a job, no matter how many times I become a manager at a restaurant, I've never got that satisfaction of knowing that I am in control of my own destiny. I am in control of what I'm doing in life. And it's this positive, powerful feeling that you just can't get over, you know? It's really magnetic. And I've been a much better person. I've been a much better fiance to my fiance. You know, I've been a much better son. I've been a much better brother. Every aspect of my life, because of Empower Network, is really come around and just imploded on me. You know, I didn't graduate high school. I had dropped out early. I started working and grinding, and my life was going nowhere. And you know, it really takes that mind shift, and Empower Network is it. You guys are worth it. And what I need you to do is I need you to believe in yourself. And once you actually start believing in yourself, anything is possible. It really is. And you know, I'm so happy that I am with you guys here. I'm so happy that I got introduced to Patrick through one of his random Facebook links. He is my mentor. He is my connection in Empower Network. I picked up the book that you were talking about. I bought it today. You know, I'm not made of money, but Empower Network so far has paid me a little bit of cash, and I'm using that and investing it into my company. And 3 months from now, I'll be on that stage next to Laura and Patrick, and we'll be rocking it out TNS style. And the reason I know that's true, and sorry, Laura, is because you know what? We believe in it. We believe in ourselves. We believe in each other. And this is a family. This isn't just a business. This is a family, you know. And as you sit there and you hug your child, I know that my fiance's in the other room, just giving me time to do what I need to do, and we're all in it together. It's a big community. And when you join, you'll see that. You'll see that we're all backing each other for success. And there's nothing you can do if you don't try.
Yeah, man. I was just like smiling and saying, "Yeah, man." You didn't interrupt me. I was just like, "Yeah, man, do it." So, but I wanna let Patrick talk to me. I mean, I wanna let Patrick talk here because Patrick's your sponsor, man, and you know he talks worlds about you and your passion and stuff. So, Patrick, what you got to say about Sean, man?
I can't say enough about Sean. I mean, this guy, like, what other business do you get to meet people like this? I mean, I haven't met him in person, but I can't wait to meet him in Denver. But just
that's right, buddy.
To him, you can totally see, like, look at him smiling. Like, that's what this is about. Like, when it's not about money. Like, if I can reach out to someone like Sean and help him build the lifestyle that he deserves and always dreams about, like, that's what it's about. Like, who cares about the money? Like, it's about helping people, and that's, what we're passionate about. It's this guy, man. I watch his videos. He inspires me. So, I mean, it just makes me want to go out and help more people. I mean, that's what it really comes down to. I mean, this guy's going to go places. I mean, he's got the right mindset. He's taking action. I mean, he dug deep to get in. Because I mean, I remember talking to him a couple times. I think before he was joining, and he didn't have the money to get started, but he saved the money, and he invested in himself, and he made a decision. He had enough of his old life, and he was ready to start a new one. So
I used my last. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. You used your last $45 to get in. I know.
That's right. That's right.
No, I was gonna say, did you see my credit card levitating? Like, I'm ready to join again. And you know why? And you guys think that's funny, but it's the goodness honest truth. You know why? Because what did he say? I want everyone who's on this call right now or watching this recording, I want you to just reverse a little bit, rewind about what he just said a few minutes ago. He said, I'm not where I want to be yet financially, right? So he just admitted that he's not where he wants to be financially yet, which means he's not making $30,000 a month, right, like I am or whatever. So he's not where he wants to be financially. But do you see the smile on that man's face? Do you see and can you hear the passion in his voice? And that's what this call is about tonight. Because there are people on this line right now watching, listening, saying, I just want to get unstuck. I just want to have passion. I just want to have what you have. No matter if it's me or anybody else on this panel member, they're relating to and connecting with someone on this call right now. And there's enough of us and enough stories that someone is relating to somebody on this call right now and saying, I just want to have what that person has. But I've got to tell you, every single person on this panel has the same thing, okay? We may not all make the same amount of money, and we may not all be at the exact same place in our business because some of us started before others and some of us progressed further and some of us have certain training and some of us don't. But you know what we all have? We all share the common bond of community, camaraderie, and family, and we all have a passion. And the reason we have a passion is because we may not be where we want to be yet. We may not be where we want to be financially, but what we do have is a love for ourselves and a belief in what we're doing, okay? Because there's a big difference between just saying, oh, I know it's real. I know it's real. I know it's not a scam, but it's still not working for me. Well, you know what? You can know it's real until the cows come home. But until you live it, until you're living what you're talking about, it's one thing for me to say, I work 3 hours a day and I get to travel a lot, and this, that, and the other. But unless you see that, unless you see me doing videos, hey, I'm here in Colorado, or I'm here in Chicago, or I'm here in Miami, and you see my happiness, unless you see me on Facebook talking about how I've spent the day with my children, or I've done this, that, or the other with my family, when you see someone living the life that you want, you say, I want that too, right? So we're teaching you, we're telling you, no matter what situation you're in right now at this moment, no matter what it is that hurts your heart, no matter what it is that's holding you back right now, that you just say, I can't get out of it, I want what you have, but I don't know what to do. I don't know how to find my passion. I don't know how to get unstuck. What you do have to do is think about and focus, and I said this earlier, on what you have surrounding you right now that you love. What do you have right now that you love? See, the people on this panel right now, we have each other. We have this family. We have this team. We have Empower Network. So we're already one up on you if you're not joined yet, which is why you need to click the button below and get your credit card out and join with the person who sent you to this hangout, right? We have that. So we're already one up on you. But let me tell you something. You've got something in your life that gets you out of bed every single day. And it doesn't matter if it's your children or if it's a spouse or whatever it is that motivates you to get up every day. Now, you may get up and think that you hate life because you don't want to go to your job. But let me ask you something. Why do you get up and go to that job that you hate so much? You do it because that job provides you an income to take care of whatever or whoever it is you love, right? So there obviously has to be something good in your life that you love, that you have a desire for, that you surround yourself with, or you wouldn't keep on every day. But what we're trying to show you is to take those good things that you love be blessed by those things. And instead of thinking about the fact that you hate your job, or instead of thinking about the fact that you're not where you want to be just yet, I want you to think about how happy you are that you do have what you have, and I want you to think about that this is the way, this is the vehicle. It has been provided for you right here, live and in person, on how you can get to where you want to be. Because see, as I said earlier, nothing changes as nothing changes. So you can sit there and you can talk about how stuck you are, and you can sit there and talk about how miserable you are, but you know what? All you're doing is talking, and if you don't do anything to change it, you're still going to be talking about it tomorrow. So what you really got to do is think about what you have that you love, right? And you may not be right where you want to be right now, but you are somewhere, and you are surrounded by things that do make you happy, that you do love. And we're providing you a way to look at life and say, I have these things, but I want these things. And the in-between for that, the go-between for that is Empower Network. The go-between for that is Team No Sleep, okay?
Amen.
Because we're a community. We hold each other up in regard. We lift each other up. This is a business. Nobody's going to give you anything for free. This is education. You got to invest in yourself. You got to believe in yourself. And I said on stage in Chicago, and I'll say it again, I could give everybody exactly what I do. I could give you all my training, exactly what I say in my ads, where I post it, how I do it. But you know what? It's still not going to bring you success if you don't have a passion for what you're doing. That's the key, right? I mean, the technical, people think, oh, statistics and how many ads did you place and what's your numbers and what's this and what's that. I don't want to teach you about that. Now, I mean, I've got the training video for my Elite Facebook Mastery training, and you can watch the videos and learn how to do it, and you're like, oh, this is awesome, you know? But the bottom line is the statistics don't mean anything, and it's not going to be fulfilling, and you're not going to be happy if you're not changing your life and if you're not changing other people's lives, right? This is about being the person that you want to be, right? And living the way that you want to live and providing for your friends and your family and everything the way that you want to provide, and realizing that you don't have to hate waking up every day anymore. I mean, I sign people up that haven't made any money yet, but they're just pumped and they love to get up in the morning. You know how like people used to love Fridays when you got a job because it's like Friday and you don't got to work Saturday or Sunday and you're all excited, and then everybody hates Monday morning because it's like, damn, I got to go back to that job. You know what? I love every day. And as a matter of fact, Mondays are my favorite day because that's usually the busiest day. And let me tell you a little secret. Why do you think Mondays is the busiest day for our business? Because every single person that went to their job that they hate is on the internet trying to find a way to work from home because it's Monday morning and they hate the fact that they're sitting at their job. That's why Mondays is the best day for us, because here we are living the life, working when we want in our PJs or whatever, you know, living it up, and we've got people at their job surfing the internet trying to find a way to change their life because they hate where they're at right now. So what you got to do is find your passion, and finding your passion means finding your blocks and getting around your blocks. Find what you love. Think about the things you have that you're already blessed with and hold on to those things. Lift those things up and edify those things. Join Empower Network by clicking the link below and allow other people around you to also lift those things up for you and edify you and believe in you until you can say, they're right, I get it. I am so blessed because I have this, this, and this, and they're going to help me get rid of these blocks so that I can have that same passion, so that I can do the same thing, so that I can be in the top 200, so that I can have a red lanyard, so that I can have a black lanyard, so that I can be on a stage, so that I can make $30,000 a month, so that I can change and affect other people's lives the way they changed and affected mine. And that is really what finding your passion is all about and getting unstuck. So whether you're new, not in it at all, and you've already clicked the button and you're getting ready to join right now, whatever, or whether you've been in this for a while and you just were stuck, we just told you how to get unstuck, right? Hold on to what's great in your life. You can figure the blocks out with us. We can help you do that, right? But you got to get in. You got to get started. So I'm glad everybody's here. This was an awesome first hangout. Does anybody have anything they want to add? Anybody want to say anything? Jennifer? No, we can't hear you, honey.
Sorry, I had to mute myself. My son's having a meltdown. But yeah, that is amazing. And I just want to bring out something that Sean said. You know, Sean, you spent your last $45 to do this, and you had said that, you know, you would have probably spent that money on something pointless, but you didn't because you believed in the power of trying, and that's huge. I mean, that's huge, the power of trying. So if anybody out there is in that same situation you know, and you gotta, like Sean said, you gotta believe in yourself and make that move, take that action, because the endless possibilities are out there waiting for you. So thank you for sharing that, Sean. It's really powerful.
Thank you.
Absolutely, man. That was awesome. Anyone else have anything to say? Anybody else want to throw anything in there? Any final thoughts?
I thought of something, Laura. So I know a lot of people, when they get started in any business, they're like, oh my God, you know, it costs money to start. And what I always tell people is that, you know, it's $44.95. Break that down per week, that's $11.24. And, you know, if you say that you don't have it or you can't find it, I assure you can. Stop eating McDonald's for a week. Don't get your nails done. Don't go to the movies. Like, figure it out. Make it happen. It's $11.24. Seriously. It's not that big of a deal. It can this is going to change your life. Not it can change. It will change your life. May find a way, make it happen.
Absolutely. Yeah, what we do is we provide people the opportunity to be an entrepreneur, right? I mean, we're putting it out here for you. Here it is. What you choose to do with it is completely up to you, you know, whether you decide to grab hold of it or not. But it's here for the taking. That's all you have to do is make the decision and take the action to change your life. Patrick, did you have anything you wanted to say?
Yeah, I mean, my only final thoughts would be that the common thing that I noticed out of everyone was just that it started with a decision. You know, they got to a point where just being comfortable, you know, wasn't enough, and they wanted more. And until you make that decision, nothing's going to change. You're not going to, you know, you can't expect anything to change unless you change. So if you're ready, you just need to make that decision and take action. I mean, that's really what it comes down to, is, you know, making that decision.
That's right. Alisha, did you have anything? Or Moses? No?
Yeah,
Moses,
actually, I just want to say
okay.
to Sean. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, I just wanted to say to Sean that I could totally relate to what he was saying earlier about, you know, being a better person, a better son, a better husband. Because I'm the same way. Like, after I joined this movement, because that's exactly what it is, and especially in this group with Team No Sleep, where everybody just uplifts everybody. I'm just like a more happier person with my family, with my mom, with my sisters, with my wife. It's like I'm happy every day, and before I go to sleep, I mean, and when I wake up, the only thing on my mind is always Empower Network. I'm so passionate to just get in there and start blogging, and I'm a blogger. You know, I'm a little bit different. I like to. That's my passion. I think I had told that to Laura in the past. Like, my passion is to blog, and once I get into the 15K, I'm just gonna explode. But you know, I'm glad to be part of this team. And it's 11 p.m. and over here Eastern time. We don't sleep, man. Team No Sleep.
This is early, man. This is early.
That's right.
This is early for me, anyway. Now, and I want to clarify that really quick, too, because I know a lot of people are like, Team No Sleep, I can't be on that team because I like to sleep, right? Let me clarify that for you, okay? Just really quickly, let me clarify that, okay? The team name is actually kind of, it's not a joke, but it's just funny because I'm really passionate about helping my people. I think everybody can see that. And you know, people would send me a message. My team would send me messages, and it wouldn't matter whether it was 2 in the morning or 2 in the afternoon or 4 in the morning or 4 in the afternoon. I generally get back to them within about 30 minutes. So eventually, everybody was like, "Does she ever sleep?" Because she always responds like 30 minutes, you know, within 30 minutes of when we send her a message. So that's really where it came from. And the bottom line is I've never slept. And some people in life just require less sleep. That is a statistically true fact. It has nothing to do with the business. It has nothing to do with, oh, if you want to be successful, you can't ever sleep or anything like that. It's just, it was just kind of a funny thing, and it turned out to be our team name. But what I do love about it, and this is absolutely valid and true, is that success never sleeps. Success never sleeps. And that's why what Moses said just now is really true, is that when he wakes up, from the moment he wakes up probably till the moment he goes to bed, along with everyone else on this call, we think, eat, dream, believe, breathe, go to the bathroom, everything Empower Network, because we see how extraordinary it is in our lives and how different we are than what we used to be. It's amazing. It's unbelievable. And when you have something that is so awesome and epic in your life that really has changed you and who you are and your family and has allowed you to be a better person, just like Sean said, just like Moses said, a better mother, a better father, a better son, wife, you know, daughter, sister, brother, whatever. You want to keep on doing that, right? Because you want that. I mean, that makes you feel good. This is about feeling great, you know, and just loving life. And I just, you know, I couldn't ask, nor would I ever ask to be in a better place than in Empower Network and on this team. And, you know, I might be the founder of Team No Sleep, but let me tell you something. I don't make up this team. This team makes up this team. And because of this team, I am the person I am. And I'm just blessed that they allow me to give them guidance and even be an ounce of a part of a piece of their journey, because this is a journey. And I said to someone the other day, and I can't even remember exactly how I said it, but it must have been really good, because they said, I've got to tweet that. Like, I've got to put that on Twitter right now because it was so good, or whatever, it was impactful. I said something about, don't ever reach your destination, always be on your journey. Don't ever stop your journey, because when you feel like you've reached your destination, then you're going to start right back where you were in the beginning. And you just have to keep on every day. This is a journey, and it's just going to get better and better and better when you have a vehicle of Empower Network and Team No Sleep to be on that journey with. So make sure you click the link below. Whoever sent you to this this page, this hangout, this video, it's already coded to them. So make sure you click the link below this video and get started with them immediately. Now, before we close out tonight, I have an announcement to make, a huge bonus, and I know some people are going to have smiles on their faces. Now, Jennifer and Patrick are smiling because they already know what it is, because I just made this decision earlier today with them. They're two people who are part of our leadership council, and it was a big decision for me because I'm very true to heart and true to core, and when I put stuff out there for people to be a part of, you know, I expect them to take action on it, because that shows that they have passion for themselves and they invested in themselves and in their business. So for me to change it at all is a big deal for me. And I said, well, hey, you know, maybe we should do this. What do you guys think? And they said, absolutely. You know, let's give this opportunity to these people who are brand new in this business, and also to the people who are already in it who maybe just couldn't get it in time. So what I'm doing is I am having a live, you know, not a video like this, not a recording that you're seeing right now if you weren't on the live call, not a conference call, not, you know, anything like that. I am having a live in person with yours truly, Laura Parrish, Elite Leadership Masters Retreat, and it's going to be in September, and I'm not yet disclosing where it is located at. But it is a retreat, and the requirements to be eligible to attend this retreat, to even get an invitation to this live retreat with me, was that you had to be all in, which includes purchasing the master's program of Empower Network by June 30th. And I had several team members rush and do that, you know, because they knew the value of that. You know, and as I said at the beginning of this call, if you remember, I said that just like Moses got to go and meet with David Wood last night, you know, and I went to Miami a few weeks ago, really the smaller settings, the smaller events are more intimate, and you really get the one-on-one interaction with leaders. So it's super, super huge and beneficial. So what I've decided to do, and on the suggestion of my leadership council team, is I'm extending the date of that. So for those who do not get in by June 30th, all in, including the masters, to be eligible to attend the live retreat in September, I am extending that date for everyone on my team and for all new people who decide to join Empower Network as a part of Team No Sleep, no matter who your sponsor is. It doesn't matter if I'm your direct sponsor or if you're 10 people below me, it doesn't matter. Whoever your sponsor is, if you're a power line of Team No Sleep, I am extending that leadership retreat invitation to people who get all in, including the masters, by the start of the Denver conference, which is in 2 weeks from today. That's 14 days, which is July 19th. So you guys have until July 19th to get all in, to purchase the master's program, and you will receive an exclusive invitation to the live mastermind with me in September, which again is just going to be absolutely phenomenal, and it's just something that you don't want to miss, quite honestly. And you know, I'm glad to be able to put that out there. I know that I wish I could see the chat on the other screen right now, because I know I probably have some team members like jumping for joy right now, or my Facebook is probably blowing up, because there were couple people who weren't able to get in time. They were waiting for some stuff. So I know they're ecstatic over that, but I'm putting it out there for you. There it is. Another key thing about this is at the large events, the Empower Network events, see, look, I still have my credit card. Like, I want to go all in. Again, I'm telling you, like, I'm ready to, like, sign up again. It's just, you know, this is badass, right? But at the large events, they have an all-in meeting. And the all-in meeting is on Sunday night. So like the normal event ends Sunday afternoon around 4 or 5, but then they have an all-in meeting. And a few events ago, it was just a meeting, but they've turned it into like a meeting slash buffet type ballroom dinner dance type thing, and it's really cool. So like Sunday night, you get to hang out. It's usually like from 7 o'clock to like midnight. You get to hang out and meet and mastermind with people who are only all in. All right, there's 150,000 affiliates in Empower Network, and how many are all in? Only the people who are all in are allowed to attend that event on Sunday night. So by extending my mastermind retreat to everyone until the 19th, not only does that give you the opportunity to have the exclusive invitation to that retreat, you also have the ability to attend the all-in event in Denver. So that's huge. And I hope you guys are out there shouting about that. But I really wanted to put that out there, and I appreciate my my elite council, you know, pushing me on that and saying, hey, yeah, do it. That's a great idea, because we always want to provide opportunities for people to better themselves and to take their business to the next level and learn. So appreciate you guys for that. So does anybody have any other closing thoughts before we close out for the night? We've been on the call for a couple hours. I don't want to keep everybody up all night. Not everybody doesn't sleep like I do. So. Anybody else have any other closing thoughts? No?
I got something.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to let everybody know out there, if you're not in power, get it done. Get it done now. Because you know what? Like they all said before, I spent the last bit of money I had to get involved. And I made it back the third day in. And not because it just happens like that for everybody. It's because I tried. You know, if you just try for yourself, this is going to work for you. You know, and I don't want to keep it too long. I don't want to go, because I can go on for hours about talking about self-reliance and what we need to do for ourselves. But Moses is laughing. It's great, man. I love you. I love your energy. But this team is about helping each other. So just make the commitment right now. And I don't care who you got invited to this from. I don't care if it was me. I don't care if it was Moses. I don't care if it was Laura, Patrick. It doesn't matter. Get in for yourself, because I'm in this to make people's lives changed forever, including mine. All right, we're all a family. So do it for yourself, do it for your family, and just do it. Because you know what? It's happening. It's going to happen with or without you. So get in.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. You know, yeah. Even if I did sleep, which I don't, but even if I did, I wouldn't be able to sleep after this call. Anybody who's on this call right now, I don't know how you're going to be able to sleep after this, because how can you not feel the passion and the energy from the people on this panel right now? I mean, the smiles, you know, your heart's racing, and you're just thinking about the fact, you know, I know people are out there listening to this right now and saying to themselves, someone is watching this right now, saying to themselves, I just wish I could do it. I'm just so scared. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you a little something about yourself. Fear is paralyzing. Do not be paralyzed, right? Do not be paralyzed. Stretch yourself, because when you stretch yourself outside of your comfort zone a little bit, that's when things are really going to start to happen for you, you know. And like they were saying earlier, you know, having a team member, Jennifer was talking about having a team member coming from another country, already bought tickets, don't even know how they're going to afford plane tickets to get here. They committed. And that is key. Let me tell you something. For those of you who know my whole story, and again, I'm not going to go into that, but I said something to Dave Sharp in San Diego, like I said at the beginning of the call. I went up to him and I said, my name is Laura Parrish. I've been sober for 18 months. I'm going to be on your stage in Austin. I'm going to be your next leader, and I'm going to have a banner. I said that. I don't know why I said that. I don't know what gave me the compunction that I could think that I'm badass and I'm going to do it. But something in me changed. Something snapped. Something at that event. That's the magical things that happens at events, that you just believe in yourself. And I just needed someone to believe in me. And Dave Sharp told me he believed in me. And guess what? I did it. And still, I say I don't know how I did it. I don't know how I did it. But I do know how I did it. It's because I made the commitment, right? I said it out loud. Because when you say something out loud, and when you show commitment and you show effort, it kind of makes you accountable, doesn't it, right? You're like, well, damn, I said I was going to do it. Now I better do it, right? Period. And that's what I did, you know. So saying you're going to do something, it really creates this thing in the universe where things kind of start to conform around you. So Jennifer's got these people from South Africa who's like bought their tickets, and they're going to come, period. And that's what they know. They know that they are going to come, and by golly, they don't know how they're going to get here, but they know that they are. And that's the key, because knowing and the mindset is half the battle, right? It's half the battle, because believing is the powerful, powerful thing in learning your passion and getting unstuck. So thank you guys for being here tonight. It's been absolutely amazing. I can't wait to come back next Thursday night at 9:00 p.m. Eastern Time to the Hashtag TNS Live weekly hangout. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. You guys you're awesome, awesome. So happy that you guys were here, and you guys have a wonderful night, and we'll see you next week. Make sure you click the link below and sign up under the person who sent you to this call. Have a good night, guys. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Thanks.